Okay, what is good, everybody? I'm doing manhwa recommendations or manhwa like solo leveling because I like solo leveling. I've read a lot of manga. Like solo leveling because when I read it, I just like super got into it and everything. So I just wanted to recommend a couple, not a couple, like six, seven, eight manhwa that you should check out that are like solo leveling. So the first one, it's called Dimensional Mercenary. Okay, so the title is long. You'll find it, Dimensional Mercenary. I'll put it in the description. It's about this guy basically, and he's basically at the bottom of his life, and it's like in a real world setting basically, where he lives in Korea and he can't find a job, and he's struggling, so he just needs a job, so he finally gets one, right? And he gets transported, so it's like a workplace where you sell your soul to like get money basically. And then when you sell your soul, you basically go into like somebody in an alternate dimension. They are buying you for you to solve a situation for them. It's kind of like, oh, this is a little too complicated. So it's like you go there, he sells his soul to the company. The company contacts you with the person who needs something to get done. And that person, you take over their body. Okay. You take over their body, you accomplish whatever they need to accomplish, and then you come back to your dimension and you get paid for your work basically. And it's very like, it sounds complicated, but once you like read the first couple of chapters, you'll like understand it. It's okay. I don't know what's going on with it. It started off with a good premise. It's good, but at the same time, it's like kind of mediocre-ish. I think it could be better. It's like those series where it's like it could be better, but it's just meh right now. I read it though, 'cause it's okay, and I like it. It's alright. So the next one is going to be called I Am the Sorcerer King. Now this one, it's also based in Korea because it's a manhwa, Korean manga. It's called I Am the Sorcerer King. Right now I got 83 chapters. And this one, the thing about like this, it's kind of exactly like solo leveling, but it has a different type of, I don't know, it's very similar to solo leveling to the point where it kind of annoys me, but it's okay though. It even does the whole 10-year thing, you know how solo leveling was 10 years? Yeah, this one is also 10 years. It's very annoying. Except from this, you know how solo leveling, Sung Jin Woo, like the main character, that guy, he makes his own power, then he goes to you know how he gets his own power, right? I'm not trying to spoil anything. This guy, he's from a different place, and then he comes into Korea as a person, something like it's complicated. It's good. It's just too similar to solo leveling that I can't give it its credit. And then this one, which is very similar to solo leveling, it's called Ranker Who Lives a Second Time. So it's very confusing, kind of, but it's a good story overall. It has good artwork. It's basically about this guy. His brother goes into an ultimate dimension, gets betrayed by some of his friends, and he sends his brother. It's like twin brothers basically. One of them like apparently goes into a dimension, gets betrayed by his friends, and sent his other brother, his twin brother, like the video of like what happened and describing everything about the place. So then the twin that is still alive goes into that world to get revenge on him. And it's just, I don't know, it's super complicated for no reason at all. But once you get past the complication, the story turns out okay. He develops okay. I feel like nothing has really happened yet. It's been around 50 something chapters, and nothing really has happened in the story. It just feels like it just feels like he's doing things and he's not like getting any from, like, he's just not, there's nothing happening in the world besides what he's doing basically. Like there's no like fights that are important, nothing that he should like work, everything's just working perfectly for him, which is like kind of annoying, which I want him to struggle. And this one, okay, this one, before I even say the name, I want you to tell you, it has a weird, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it starts off very good. Not very good. It starts off with this trope like the Korean manga trope where it's always like somebody super strong is like but then the way that the story like goes after that beginning trope area, it goes in a separate direction. And I didn't really expect that because I was like thinking, I don't think you can do that, you know? So the story is called Survival Story of a Sword King in a Fantasy World. It sounds like a trash like thing already based on that title, but it's actually okay. It's about this guy, he was just a normal person and then he just gets transported to another world. And the only thing that was told to him was survive, basically. And this is not only him. Many people have done this to him. Like, not many people have done this to him, but like, many people have like been through the situation. Like, other than him, like people, like the gods, quote unquote gods in that world, grab people from normal life and put them into these worlds, and that's how they like, bring up that world's whatever, and then that's how they level it. I don't know. It's very like, I don't know, but that's how the gods work. They pick people, bring them somewhere, make them do things and stuff like that. So this one guy, he goes into it, but his thing, it glitched out. It's called the guideline, where every like person who gets like transported to that world, it glitched out basically, and it caps at level 5. So he basically he went there when he was young, and he almost died a million times, and then he finally got to level 5, and then guess what? It resets him back to level 1. And then that happens again, and then again, and then again. The guideline just keeps resetting him. So it's like glitched out. And then the mod slash god of that world, they have to like fix it, but they just forgot about it basically, because they thought they were going to use it. I don't know, but they just forgot about it basically, and he just becomes abnormally strong. But his level is like 5. So it's weird. And then he gets transported to another world where he's supposed to die right away. But instead of that, he's so strong that he's like literally stronger than everything. And then that's the normal trope. And then it goes somewhere else where it's just like, wow. So I guarantee it's around 30 something chapters right now. I wish it had more. It's called Survival Story of a Sword King in a Fantasy World. Trash title. It should have a better title than this, but whatever. It's a good story from the way it turned out, and I think it has potential. Now this one, The Descent of the Demonic Master, it's kind of like a Chinese one, even though I hate Chinese manga, but it's like Korean manga, and honestly, I don't know about this one. I read it, it's okay, but I think it could be better. So it's basically about this guy, he's like in this sort of world, or the cultivation world, basically. If you know anything about manga and manhwa, you know what the cultivation world is. And he's like basically, he's like the strongest guy there, but then he gets betrayed because he becomes too strong, and like nobody can like the situation. Like people, when you get too strong, they think you can do whatever you want, so they gang up on you, and like then he gets transferred into another world, which is like the regular Korean, world where he goes to school. But then the thing is, he's super strong, where he doesn't like know the norms, and he's kind of weird about that. And then, yeah, it just goes around like that. It's a cool story, something you don't take too seriously. Don't take it too serious, and don't think too much about it. Just watch it or read it, The next one, it's called The Scholar's Reincarnation, and I really like this story, but the problem is the updates. It's a very bad update system, and I don't know where the story is going, because it started off so well. It started off very well, and the story just falls off, and I force myself to read it, and then it starts picking up again, but it feels like it's dragging. What I'm trying to say is, it feels like it's at a part where the author doesn't know what he wants to do next. He knows what he wants to do next, but he's just dragging whatever is like happening right now at the moment. It's around 130 chapters. It's about this guy. He's like a cold-blooded killer. He's like the strongest guy. Same as the other manga that I just talked about, but he's like the strongest guy in the world. basically, and he gets ganged up on him that everybody dies, reincarnates into another person in that same world. So he doesn't go to another world. He reincarnates into another person. And he realizes, hey, I have family, I have blah, blah, blah. And he goes up to become a better person, but he becomes awfully strong again. And in this life, he thinks, oh yeah, I'm going to be way stronger now than I was before. Because now I know how. Because, like, he learned a lot of things during his second life, as opposed to his first. Okay, then the last but not least, it's called Volcanic Age. This story, it's a very relaxed story that I don't think you should take too seriously because I don't think it's very serious. In fact, I think it's a really, how do I explain it? Bad in like making me feel engaged in the story, but the premise is there. It's about this guy. His name is Joseo Chun. He has he doesn't have like very good life. He just becomes lucky basically, and he was able to it's a cultivation thing where it's like a sect, and he rises to an elder of a sect from an orphan, and he had a master and all of that, and a lot of things happened in his world. But he was very average type person. He was like a side character in that type of story, and then he gets on his deathbed. He gets reincarnated back to his 8-year-old self, and then he reincarnates. He changes his whole fate. He already knows what's gonna happen because he knows all the wars and all the gold treasure, how to get stronger, whatever happens to people. He knows all of that, so he uses it to his advantage, and it's kind of good. I might reread it again because I remember it being like very good in the beginning and then dying off, then picking back up, and it's just a very bunch of highs and lows. But the highs are not too high and the lows are very low. So and the mediums are just mediocre. So that's gonna do it for, not the reincarnation, but the Manhwa like solo leveling. Cause I know solo leveling is very hot right now, but this right here is what people need to do. So like, comment, subscribe, do whatever.